What's up, Endurifiers? This is Mario, and I'm back with another episode of Endurify. And today, one thing that I want to talk about is how to pace an Ironman 70.3. So the reason why this is top of mind is because I did another challenge this week, and today was day 5, and there were around 40 people in the Facebook group and got some really good feedback on it. And today's topic was all about kind of race day strategies. And a big question that people have is how to pace an Ironman 70.3. And so I did some research and I found a really good article, which is written by Phil Mosley, who is kind of the creator and the founder behind My Pro Coach. And My Pro Coach is a really good kind of training platform. He offers tons of training plans, all sorts of different types of users, all different distances, and he's a really credible coach. He's sold over 20,000 training plans on Training Peaks, and he's been kind of featured by tons of different credible sources in the industry. And so he has some really good information about how to pace your swim, your bike, and your run. And I want to go through that information next. So first, with the Ironman 70.3 swim, what he says is this is the only time in the race where you should go above a 6 out of 10 intensity. And you only want to do that at the start. So on a scale of, was 1 to 10, 10 is very intense, 1 is not intense at all. He says that you should aim for an 8 out of 10 intensity initially. And you should use the first 300 meters of the swim to find your place in the group and get in the draft zone of similar level or slightly faster swimmers. And then after a few minutes, you should ease back down to a 6 out of 10 intensity and maintain that right through to the end of the swim. Now, if you're somebody who's like a nervous swimmer, kind of like myself, then you might want to start off at a 6 out of 10 and just kind of stay out of harm's way. And this is important to think about because a lot of people, when they do their first swim, they're not really sure where they should line up. And so the way that it will typically work is it's kind of like a rolling start based on your expected swim finish time. So you should have a good idea of how long it's going to take for you to complete the swim, and then you should line up appropriately. So if you think it's going to take you 40 minutes to complete the swim, you line up with the other people who are around the 40-minute mark. And if you want to try and hang with people who are faster, you can go up a little bit, 38, 36, 34. If you want to be a little bit, more relaxed, you can go with slower swimmers behind, and you can adjust accordingly. But this is where you want to start with an 8 out of 10 initially, and then back it down to a 6 out of 10. Then when it comes to the first transition, what you really want to do here is you just don't want to sprint like Usain Bolt and just build up tons of lactic acid in your legs. Since this is a 5, 6, 7, 8 hour race for a lot of people, you shouldn't be out of breath. Just jog into transition, be smart, but save your legs for later. Then when it comes to the bike, these are some different ranges that you should be at depending on how long you're thinking it's going to take to complete the race. So if you're a sub 5 hour half Ironman athlete, that's a really good time. Then these are the ranges that you're going to want to be at. If you're using a power meter, you're going to want to be at 83 to 84% of your FTP. Or if you're going off of heart rate, you're going to want to be in that 88 to 92% of your threshold heart rate. If you're somebody who just goes off of how you feel and you're not going off of power or heart rate, then you're just going to want that to be a 6 out of 10 intensity, where 10 is extreme, very intense, 1 is not at all. So 6 out of 10 there. Then if you're in the 5 to 6 hour range, in the half Ironman athlete, which is where I am, then if you're using FTP, you're going to want to be in that 80 to 83% of your FTP. If your heart rate, you're going to want to be in the 84 to 88% of your threshold heart rate. And then if it's the rate of perceived exertion, the RPE, you're going to want to be in the 5.5 out of 10. So, you're just a little bit slower a little bit more relaxed than the sub 5 hour. Then if you're in that 6 to 8 hour half Ironman, if you're FTP, you're going to want to be in the 77 to 80% of your FTP. For your heart rate, that's 81 to 85%. And then if you're going off of just how you feel, that's a 4.5 to 5 out of 10. So, you don't want to go super hard on the bike if you're in that 6 to 8 hour range. That 4.5 or a 5 out of 10 intensity is a good spot to be. Then when it comes to transition 2, again, you just kind of want to jog. You want to be smart, but don't waste time and save your legs for the run. So then when it comes to the run, again, he kind of breaks it down into sub 5 hours, 5 to 6, and then that 6 to 8. So if you're in the sub 5 hour range and you're focused on your heart rate, you're going to want to be in the 90 to 92% of your threshold heart rate. If you're focused on pace, you're going to want to be in that 90 to 91% of your 1 hour race pace. Or if you're going off of feel, you're going to want to be in that 5 out of 10 intensity. Then when it comes to somebody who's looking to complete it in the 5 to 6 hours, you'll want to be in that 87 to 89% of your threshold heart rate, or 87 to 89 of your 1 hour pace, or a 4 out of 10 intensity. So again, not super intense and likely less intense than what a lot of you are thinking. And then when it comes to somebody who's looking to complete it in 6 to 8 hours, he recommends 85 to 87% of your threshold heart rate, or 86 to 87% of your 1 hour pace, or a 3.5 out of 10 intensity with their run. So for a lot of people, this is going to maybe be a little bit surprising of what the intensity should feel like. So if a 10 is like you're going as hard as you possibly can, during this half Ironman, if you want to pace appropriately, you're going to want to be in that 3.5 out of 10. So that is basically that's kind of the main information from this article on how to pace an Ironman 70.3. Again, if you want to read this article and check it out, just look on Google and type in how to pace an Ironman 70.3, and it's written by Phil Mosley. So I hope that was helpful. If you guys have any questions about pacing with some of your upcoming races, let me know. I'm 6 weeks out for my race, and I'm starting to get super pumped about it and starting to get really excited to get back to racing. So that's what I have for today. I hope that helped, and I hope you all have an amazing day.